What up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a crazy 24 hours. To say at the least. Had internet connection issues. Everything just completely went down over here at my little studio. So we're back up and running now. Finally. Have to get some technicians out here. So you know how that goes. Gotta wait on them. And they gotta figure out what the problem is and all that stuff. So it was just one thing after another, and it ended up being an issue outside dealing with air stuff and all type. Man, it was just it was pain. And ooh, I'm looking super blown out. Let me kill some of this light. There we go. I'm trying to incorporate a little bit more natural light, so I'm not using so much artificial light down on my face and all that stuff, because I know after a while too much artificial light is not very good for you. So especially screens, all these artificial lights on. So we over here just making the best and trying to make little better decisions. And I had to move stuff around. Jesus Christ. There we go. But there we go. I feel like I'm lined up in the middle now, and picture quality is a little better. But anyway, y'all, happy Wednesday, y'all. Welcome to the Era Podcast. This is show number 2. I got so much stuff I'm trying to pack in within the hour, and boy, oh boy, I know last week we touched on the evolution of hip hop and R&B, and no, that was received well. I got a couple of DMs about it. People like the direction of it. They seen it's been a while since I actually been on air, so they was like, man, gotta get back sharp. I was like, it's gonna take time to get back sharp, but not too much time. This ain't my first rodeo on this good stuff, but it's a blessing. So shout out to everybody who tuned in last week. Shout out to the people who watched the replays. Shout out to people I posted it on YouTube channel as well. So thank you. Can't thank you guys enough for all the support and sticking with me through all this craziness and all these changes. Like I said, we're running everything up out of my personal studio right here, so we ain't got to worry about no extra overheads. Like I said, all the homies are still getting their stuff together, so everybody trying to figure out, what cameras, what mics they want to use, and all that stuff. So I just told them, let's grab some USB mics and just plug into your laptop, get you a third-party camera, or you can use your laptop, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Well, sometimes the laptop cameras be trash, like super trash. And I actually found another camera that I actually like. I'm gonna get that in the coming months, unless Oddspot wants to hook a brother up so I can do a review about it. But that if you haven't seen the Oddspot Tell 2, that camera is woo-wee. All the reviews I've seen on that joint, oh man, that'll take streaming to the next level, and I don't have to worry about being stationary. Like when I move, it moves just like that. Yeah, that's a ludicrous reference if you didn't know that. I don't forget, y'all, I'm a DJ by trade, so listen, I may throw in some references here and there for some music, but that's what we're supposed to do. But this week we're gonna shed some light on a couple artists and just music in general. Right now, R&B has been on, I want to say, a super tear right now. And I know Twitch terms and services have changed somewhat, but you know what? We're going to make it work, because I see other streamers have been getting away with it. So, and then, I'll just dispute whatever situations arise. But at the same time, I don't want to take away from you guys, the viewers, the fans, the people who've been rocking with me since 2015 with the Smooth Air. I gotta give it to y'all how I'm supposed to give it to you. All right, that's just how I do, baby. I'm smooth. Gotta be smooth with it. Can't let all these hiccups in the road stop me from being me. Stop me from being great. I gotta do what I gotta do and do it with love and do it with respect, and respect the culture and respect my craft. So, anything else that comes along, I deal with it when it comes. I'll take the bumps and the bruises, the rib shots, bounce back. So anyway, hip hop, R&B's been on a tear lately. The hip hop community has been really going through it lately. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to everything that's been going on, especially here on the West Coast. We got some RICO charges going up with Big U. West Coast scene out in LA is kind of like in shambles right now. Actually, just hip hop in general is kind of in shambles right now because so many RICO cases. You just seen Young Thug kind of get off his situation. You got Drake and Kendrick, UMG legal battle still going on. You got the whole, like I said, the whole Big U situation. They got their issues going on. Then you got No Jumper, being questioned. It's just a whole lot of chaos in the hip hop community. The one thing I will say regarding all this, first and foremost, ain't none of my goddamn business. Let's just get it straight on that one. Whatever the intricate details are, is really not my concern. Hate to see it happen, but sometimes you gotta talk that talk and you gotta walk that walk. And if you're talking that talk, guess what happens? You don't have to walk that line. And sometimes you have to get caught up in some shit that you just don't want to have to deal with. And unfortunately, a lot of these brothers gonna have to deal with the consequences of their actions, unfortunately. But it's life. It's a learning lesson. And I hopefully you viewers and people who consume hip hop and all the craziness, and because I know I'm one of them, I get turned up super easy. And some of this hip hop music just go with the mood and the tone of your life. Music is a soundtrack to your life. So I get it. I understand it, but the intricate details of it, it's really not my business. Now I do know some stuff, but I'm not finna jump online and sit here and talk about it, because there's a few names I done seen on there that used to work at the same radio station I did back in 2015, 2016. So there's some people that I used to work with in the same building that's kind of wrapped up in there, but we ain't saying no names. We just keeping it moving. But understand, unfortunately, shit happens. Now, my advice for all you upcoming artists and rappers: stop telling everything live. Stop getting a mic in front of you and just telling all on yourself. Stop self-incriminating yourself. There's a difference between art storytelling and then you just flat out snitching on yourself. A lot of this stuff came from straight up snitching on themselves. Crazy. Stop snitching on yourself. Stop telling everything. Stop going on these platforms and just giving up information. Because look, the statute of limitation only applies to cases that's been tried. If that shit ain't been tried, they gonna get you for it. If that shit ain't went to court and you got a not guilty or whatever the outcome may be, that's statute of limitations. That shit don't exist. So stop jumping on these platforms and telling on yourself, man. Just simple as that. I never will let artists on the Smooth Era Show get out there and just hang themselves and just start talking about shit because I heard this happen in the street, X, Y, and Z. Nah, we want to know about the music. We want to know about you. What inspired you to do this? What steps you took? What advice you got for upcoming rappers? Who you want to work with? That's the stuff I'm interested in. All this other politics and bullshit that be going on, that keep me away from it. Why? Because one, old to give a fuck. Let's just Get that out there. I'm too old to. I'm trying to enjoy life, chill, make some money, retire comfortably. I'm not trying to see no jail cell at all. Especially not due to running a radio station and podcast. Like, absolutely, I refuse to go out in that manner. I refuse to let people go out in that manner coming on my platform. Yo, that street shit, and stay in the streets. Don't need to be up in interviews and shit like that. I'm not trying to be like Vlad. Not trying to do none of that type of shit. And that's not a knock on Vlad. Yo, he does what he does. That ain't how I get down to school. It's not how I operate. I'm not looking clickbait views and just to put people on blast to get a check. Like, fuck all that. That's not having integrity.